She was a woman people looked down on, friends left, family doubted, and society whispered. She failed in love, she failed in business, and even failed herself. One evening, staring at her own reflection, she whispered, "If nobody believes in me, I will believe in myself. If the world has closed every door, I will build my own." And that's when the transformation began. She started small, reading, writing her dreams on paper, speaking affirmations to herself. Every rejection became redirection. Every pain became power. Slowly, she built herself back, piece by piece, scar by scar. And one day, the same people who once laughed at her failures stood up to clap for her brilliance. Pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Too often when we go through struggles, we begin to question ourselves, question life, and even question God. We think, why me? What have I done to deserve this pain? Why does life keep knocking me down? But the truth is, pain is not a curse. It is not life's way of punishing us. It is life's way of preparing us for something bigger, something greater, something beyond what we can see in the present moment. Think about the seed buried deep in the soil. When you look at it, it seems lifeless, suffocated in the darkness of the earth. If the seed had a voice, it might cry out, "Why am I trapped here? Why am I covered in this dirt? Why can't I see the light?" But what the seed doesn't realize is that this darkness is not punishment. The weight of the soil pressing against it is not its enemy. That darkness, that pressure, that silent struggle is preparing it to break open, to sprout roots, and eventually rise toward the sunlight. Without that pressure, the seed would never grow into a tree. In the same way, our pain is the soil that prepares us for our growth. When a student fails an exam, the first thought is, "I am not good enough." But that failure is not a punishment. It's a wake-up call. It's preparation. That failure teaches discipline, consistency, and the importance of effort. It whispers to the student, study harder, focus more, stay dedicated. And when that student rises, when they finally pass, their victory tastes sweeter because they know what it cost. Without the pain of failure, success would never feel as powerful. A mother who endures the pain of childbirth does not see it as punishment. She knows that every contraction, every tear, every cry is preparing her to bring life into the world. The pain is evidence that something beautiful is about to arrive. Isn't that how life works? Sometimes our biggest blessings are born from our deepest pains. Imagine an athlete training for the Olympics. He wakes up at 4 a.m., his body aching, his muscles screaming, his mind begging for rest. Every drop of sweat feels like punishment. But in reality, it is preparation. The pain in his muscles is shaping his strength. The exhaustion is teaching his endurance. The sacrifices are sharpening his discipline. And one day, when he stands on the podium with a gold medal hanging on his chest, he will look back and say, "Was worth it. Every ounce of pain prepared me for this moment." When life is no different, when you lose a job, it might feel like life is punishing you. You feel empty, ashamed, uncertain. But what if that loss is preparing you for a better career, for an opportunity that aligns with your passion, for a path you would have never discovered had you stayed where you were? Sometimes the door that closes is simply guiding you to the one that's meant for you. Think about relationships. When someone you love walks away, when you experience heartbreak so deep that you feel shattered, you ask, why did this happen to me? Why am I not enough? But that heartbreak is not punishment. It is preparation. It is preparing you to value yourself, to discover your worth, to recognize the difference between love and attachment. That pain trains your heart to be stronger, wiser, more careful, and more compassionate. One day, when you meet someone who truly values you, you will look back and realize that every tear was part of the preparation. Even in daily life, pain acts as a teacher. A person who touches fire learns quickly not to do it again. The sting of the burn is not punishment. It is preparation to avoid danger, to protect yourself, to live with wisdom. Pain leaves lessons behind that comfort never could. When life puts you through struggles, financial problems, loneliness, rejection, sickness, it's easy to see it as punishment. But if you shift your perspective, you will notice that every challenge carries a hidden gift. Rejection prepares you for resilience. Loneliness prepares you to appreciate true connection. Sickness prepares you to value health. Struggles with money prepare you to be disciplined with abundance. Every pain has a lesson, and every lesson is preparation for a better version of you. There's a saying, the stronger the storm, the deeper the roots of the tree. Without the winds, the rain, and the thunder, the tree would never anchor itself. And without pain, you would never discover the strength you hold inside. Pain is the storm that pushes you to grow roots, to become unshakable, to prepare you for the sunlight that is coming. So when you go through pain, stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? Because somewhere in the background of your suffering, life is shaping you, molding you, strengthening you for a future you cannot yet see. Pain is not punishment. It is the quiet builder of greatness. Rejection is redirection. At first, it feels like the cruelest blow. It feels like someone slammed the door in your face, like the world has declared you unworthy, like you are not enough. But the truth is, rejection is not the end of your journey. It is the compass that points you toward a better path. What feels like a loss is often a hidden blessing. What feels like a dead end is actually a detour toward your destiny. Think about the job you desperately wanted. You walked into that interview with your heart full of hope, and you walked out with nothing but silence or a rejection letter. The first thought that comes is, I wasn't good enough. Maybe I don't have what it takes. But pause. What if that rejection was life's way of saying, not here, not this. There's something bigger waiting for you. How many times have people been rejected from one opportunity only to later discover an open door that fit them perfectly, a door that would have remained hidden if the first one had opened? A student applies to their dream university only to face the pain of denial. They cry, they break, they feel unworthy. But sometimes the rejection from one institution pushes them into another environment where they discover their true passion, where they meet the right mentor, where they create a life they never imagined. That letter of rejection becomes the letter that redirected their entire destiny. Think about relationships. You give your heart, you pour your love, and the person you thought would stay forever suddenly walks away. The pain of rejection cuts deep. It feels like your soul has been ripped apart. But years later, when you meet someone who truly loves you, who values your scars and cherishes your flaws, you look back and realize that heartbreak was never meant to destroy me. It was meant to redirect me to real love. Sometimes the people we cry for are the very people who were holding us back from what we deserved. Rejection in love is not punishment. It is protection and redirection. Even in the world of great achievers, rejection was never the end. Think of Thomas Edison. He failed thousands of times before creating the light bulb. If he had seen rejection as the final word, the world would have remained in darkness. Walt Disney was once fired from a newspaper because they said he lacked imagination. Imagine if he had believed that rejection. Imagine if he had quit. But instead, that rejection redirected him into creating a kingdom of dreams that billions still cherish today. Rejection teaches us resilience. It toughens our skin and strengthens our heart. When you are rejected from a project, from a team, from a stage, it doesn't mean you don't have talent. It means your gift is meant for a different platform, a different audience, a different opportunity. Sometimes you don't get what you want because life is preparing to give you what you need. Think about a child learning to walk. They take one step, fall, cry, and look back at their parents' face. What if every fall was interpreted as rejection? What if the child believed, maybe walking is not for me? But the truth is, every fall is redirection. Every stumble teaches balance, teaches strength, teaches courage. And soon that child is running. Rejection in life works the same way. It is not meant to stop you, but to redirect your steps until you can stand firm. In business, countless entrepreneurs were told no. Investors rejected their ideas. Customers turned away. Critics mocked their vision. But that rejection forced them to refine their ideas, to think differently, to innovate. Jeff Bezos heard no from many before Amazon became a household name. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for television. Rejection redirected them to carve their own lane, to create space where none existed. Even in simple daily life, rejection plays its role. Imagine being stuck in traffic and missing the bus you intended to catch. You feel rejected by time, frustrated and angry. Yet sometimes that small delay redirects you away from an accident or places you exactly where you needed to be to meet someone who changes your life. What seems like a minor rejection in the moment can be the silent hand of life steering you to where you truly belong. Rejection also humbles us. It reminds us that we are not in control of everything, that sometimes we must let go of what we wanted so we can make space for what is truly ours. It is like pruning a tree. When branches are cut, the tree doesn't die. Instead, it grows fuller, stronger, and more fruitful. In the same way, rejection trims away what was never meant for us so we can grow into who we were always meant to become. So when someone says no to you, when life shuts a door, when you face that moment of silence after pouring out your best, don't let your heart sink into despair. Ask yourself instead, where is this rejection redirecting me? Because one day when you are standing in a place far better than you ever dreamed, you will look back and realize that rejection was never a wall. It was a signpost pointing you to the right road. Self-belief is the turning point. Every transformation, every breakthrough, every story of greatness begins the moment a person looks in the mirror and says, I can, I will, I must. The world can doubt you. People can walk away from you. Doors can slam shut in your face. But if you still carry belief in yourself, nothing can stop you. Self-belief is that fire inside the soul that turns weakness into strength, fear into courage, and dreams into reality. Think about a bird standing on a branch. The bird does not trust the branch not to break. It trusts its own wings to fly if the branch gives way. That is self-belief. It is the inner assurance that no matter what happens around you, no matter who supports or abandons you, you have the strength to rise again. In school, how many students doubt themselves because of a low grade? They think, I'm not smart enough. I'll never make it. But the ones who succeed are not always the ones with perfect scores. They are the ones who refuse to let failure define them. They are the ones who say, I may have failed today, but I will study harder tomorrow. I may not know it yet, but I will learn. The turning point is not when the teacher hands them the grade. The turning point is when they decide to believe they are capable of improvement. Look at the story of J.K. Rowling, who was rejected by multiple publishers before Harry Potter became one of the most loved stories in the world. If she had believed those rejections, she would have stopped writing. But what carried her through was not the world's approval. It was her own belief in her story, her characters, her imagination. That self-belief was the turning point that turned rejection into a global phenomenon. In relationships too, self-belief makes the difference. A woman abandoned by the one she loved can either tell herself, I am not worthy of love, or she can say, my worth is not defined by who stays or leaves. I am valuable because I exist, because I have something beautiful to give. The moment she believes in herself again, she begins to attract better, healthier love. The turning point is not the heartbreak itself. It is the moment she decides she is enough. Athletes are living examples of self-belief. Muhammad Ali once declared, I am the greatest, long before the world called him that. He spoke it, believed it, and lived it until it became reality. Every champion you see on a stage holding a trophy once had to fight battles of doubt in their mind. They had to silence the voice that whispered, you can't do it, with a stronger voice that shouted, yes, I can. The medal, the victory, the applause, all of it was born the moment they chose to believe in themselves. Even in simple daily life, self-belief is powerful. A person starting a small business may have no investors, no big name, no crowd cheering them on. They may be selling from a small stall from the corner of a street, but what keeps them going is the belief that one day this small start will grow into something bigger. And countless times, those who dared to believe in their vision, even when nobody else did, became the ones who built empires. Think about Thomas Edison again. Thousands of failed attempts could have convinced him he was not capable. But every time he failed, he told himself, I haven't failed. I've found another way that doesn't work. That belief in himself was the turning point that lit up the world. Without it, the darkness would have remained. A young artist who posts their work online may receive no likes, no comments, no recognition. Doubt whispers, "You're wasting your time. Nobody cares about your art." But if that artist keeps posting, keeps creating, keeps believing, one day their art might reach someone who shares it with millions. The turning point wasn't when the millions arrived. It was when the artist chose to keep believing in their own gift, even in silence. Self-belief is also the shield against fear. When a person stands on a stage to speak, their hands tremble, their heart races. The audience may look intimidating. But in that moment, if they whisper to themselves, "I have something valuable to say, and I will say it," everything changes. The fear doesn't disappear, but belief outweighs it. The turning point is not the applause at the end. It is the decision to step onto the stage in the first place. Even in moments of illness or physical weakness, self-belief becomes the medicine. Patients who tell themselves, "I will fight this, I will heal, I will live," often recover faster than those who surrender despair. Science proves the mind has power over the body, and belief has power over healing. That turning point inside the mind is where the fight is either lost or won. Every story of greatness carries this common thread. The circumstances may differ, the struggles may vary, but the turning point always arrives the moment a person chooses to believe in themselves. When you believe, you unlock strength you didn't know you had. When you believe, you open doors that doubt would have kept locked forever. When you believe, the impossible begins to bend in your favor. Scars are proof of strength. They are not signs of weakness. They are not marks of shame. They are reminders that you faced something that tried to break you, and you survived. Every scar tells a story. Every scar whispers a testimony. Every scar carries a victory hidden beneath the pain. Too many people try to hide their scars because they think it makes them look damaged. But the truth is, scars make you beautiful because they show that you are still standing after the storm. Imagine a soldier returning from battle with scars across his body. To someone else, those marks may look ugly, but to him, they are proof that he fought, he endured, he protected, and he came back alive. The scars are not weakness. They are medals of survival. Just like that, the scars life leaves on your heart, on your soul, on your journey are not things to hide. They are living evidence that you went through the fire and came out stronger. Think about a mother who carries scars after giving birth. Some may call them stretch marks, but she calls them the map of love. Each line is a story of the months she endured, the pain she embraced, the sacrifice she made to bring life into the world. Are those scars ugly? No, they are sacred. They are the handwriting of strength carved into her body. She did not just carry a child, she carried the weight of unconditional love, and her scars tell that truth louder than words. Consider a person who once faced heartbreak so deep that they thought they would never smile again. Their heart was wounded, shattered, bleeding with betrayal or loss. Over time, the wound healed, but the scar remained. That emotional scar is proof that they once loved deeply, that they risked their heart, and that they had the courage to heal. Every time they feel that scar, it doesn't remind them of weakness. It reminds them of their strength to rise from brokenness. Even nature shows us that scars are proof of strength. Look at a tree struck by lightning. The bark splits, the wood burns, and a scar forms on its trunk. Yet, season after season, the tree continues to grow, continues to produce leaves, continues to give shade. The scar becomes part of its character, a living reminder that it survived a storm that could have destroyed it. If the tree can proudly stand tall with its scar, why should we hide ours? In the world of sports, athletes carry scars that the audience rarely sees. Behind every victory is a trail of injuries, stitches, bruises, and surgeries. A marathon runner's feet blister and bleed. A boxer's face swells with cuts. A football player's knees carry scars from years of strain. Yet they do not stop. They look at those scars as evidence of dedication, proof of resilience. They wear them with pride because without them, there would be no glory. Think about daily struggles we all face. A person working tirelessly to feed their family may have hands full of calluses and scars from labor. Some may see roughness, But those hands are beautiful because they are proof of sacrifice, proof of strength, proof of love. Another person battling illness may carry scars from surgery. Those scars are not ugly. They are life's way of saying, you fought and you are still alive. Even emotional scars shape us. Ooh, the one who was bullied in school but grew stronger from it carries scars inside. But those scars gave them empathy, courage, and resilience. The one who lost everything in failure but rebuilt again carries scars of rejection and loss. But those scars taught them persistence and wisdom. Every scar on the heart is a reminder, I survived something that should have destroyed me, but it didn't. Scars also inspire others. When someone sees your scar and hears your story, they find courage for their own battles. A cancer survivor who shows their scars gives hope to someone still in treatment. A person who speaks of their mental scars from depression inspires another to keep fighting. Your scars can be someone else's survival guide. Remember the Japanese art of kintsugi, where broken pottery is repaired with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they are highlighted. The scars of the pottery become its most beautiful feature. That is life's way of teaching us scars are not flaws. They are features of strength. They are what make your story rare, your journey powerful, your testimony unshakable. So instead of hiding your scars, wear them proudly. Let them be the chapters in your book of survival. Let them be the proof that you fought battles many would not understand, and yet you emerged stronger. Because scars do not say, I was broken. They say, I overcame. They say, I endured. They say, I am still here. You have walked with me through pain, rejection, self-belief, and scars. And now I want you to pause and breathe in this truth. You are far stronger than you realize. Every tear you shed was not wasted. Every fall you endured was not meaningless. Every scar on your heart is proof that you survived battles many would have surrendered to. Do not ever think that your pain disqualified you. It was preparing you. Do not ever think that rejection diminished you. It was redirecting you. Do not ever think that doubt defined you. Your self-belief is the only definition that matters. And never, ever see your scars as shame. They are your medals, your proof, your crown of resilience. Life has a way of breaking us before it builds us, of stripping us before it crowns us, of testing us before it trusts us. And in those darkest moments, when the world feels like it has turned its back, you must look within and remind yourself, I am not finished yet. My story is not over yet. My best chapters are still unwritten. Greatness was never born in comfort. Diamonds are created under pressure. Gold is purified in fire. Warriors are shaped in battle, and heroes are born in pain. If life has pressed you, it means it is preparing you. If life has rejected you, it means it is redirecting you. If life has scarred you, it means it is strengthening you. And if you dare to believe in yourself, that belief will become the turning point that changes everything. You must decide right here and right now that you are not a victim of your past. You are a designer of your future. You must speak to yourself with authority. I am not weak. I am unbreakable. I am not forgotten. I am chosen. I am not defeated. I am destined. When the storms rise, do not run. Face them and roar back. Is this all you've got? Because I was born for this fight. Remember the words of Nelson Mandela, I never lose. I either win or I learn. That means rejection cannot destroy you. It can only teach you. Remember the words of Les Brown, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. That means your belief in yourself will always carry you further than doubt ever could. Remember the words of Muhammad Ali. I am the greatest. I said that even before I knew I was. That means if you want the world to believe in you, you must first declare it to yourself. And when you look at your scars, whisper to them, you tried to break me, but here I am, still standing, still fighting, still shining, because scars are not signs that you fell. They are signs that you rose. So rise from the ashes of yesterday. Rise from the rejection that tried to silence you. Rise from the doubt that tried to bury you. Rise from the wounds that tried to weaken you. Rise with the fire of self-belief burning in your soul. Rise with your scars glowing as your strength. Rise until the world looks at you and says, this is the one who could not be broken. And when you rise, lift others with you. Let your story ignite someone else's courage. Let your voice remind someone that they are not alone. Let your journey prove that no pain is wasted, no rejection is final, no scar is ugly, and no dream is impossible. You are living proof that the human spirit cannot be destroyed. You are living proof that storms can shape but never sink you. You are living proof that brilliance is born out of brokenness. So the next time life tries to whisper, you can't stand tall and roar back. Watch me